when you want it from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah?
Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah?
One more time, we're going to be mailing out. Hey, we're coming to you almost live from our studios right here in Southern California. In our program tonight, we're going to be talking about, wait for it, yeah, be patient now because we've got a special guest. One of our regular special guests, by the way, and it's all the way from Yuma, Arizona. That's right. Sister Kim, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, all the way from Yuma, Arizona. I'm only about 4 hours away from you.
That's true. That's very true. Actually, we were supposed to, one of our team members was going to go all the way to Apple Valley today to see another one of our sisters that's been working with us for a long time, and she was going to make couscous, but then she had to go to the hospital. But not for COVID, not for this thing. No, she had to go for her back. She hurt her back lifting stuff, pulling stuff, working too hard, you know. So, alhamdulillah. But inshallah, and that's kind of like on the way to you. So next time we'll get out there, maybe we can all meet up in a central meeting place. We'll all get the vaccination and yay, get back to quote, normal.
Well, we do have an IHOP out here, so.
What? I didn't hear what you said.
I said we do have an IHOP out here.
Ah, well, now I never do ads for anybody, but I like to go to IHOP and drink my coffee. And, oops, that sounded like an ad, didn't it? Ooh, wah. But we don't do that. Everybody knows I love to go there, but I haven't been there since the pandemic started, so that should be like one of the top things on my list to do. Have you made a list of what to do when it gets back to, quote, normal?
I haven't made a list, but I'm definitely going to do some traveling. There's a lot of places in California that I'd like to see. And they're all closed right now due to the virus. So as soon as it opens up again, I want to get to the San Diego Zoo. And that's my number one.
Well, you're not too far away from the San Diego Zoo. I think you're, what is it, 2 or 3 hours away?
About 2.5 hours.
So that would be a good thing to do in California. Now, on the other side or the other end of the state, you could go to the Redwood Forest up there in the very northern part of California.
Yeah, that's a bit more of a drive than I'm looking to take right now.
Like 8 hours or something like that, or 10?
Well, more than 8 hours, it's like 10 or 12.
Yeah. So, but that would really be great if you got a chance to go up there. And then everything in between. There's San Francisco, and there's so many things to see there. And Los Angeles, and I could, just in one part of Los Angeles, the area called Hollywood, you could spend a whole day there. And there's so many attractions. There's Disneyland or Disney. Well, yeah, there's Disneyland, but it's not open right now. But of course, when this vaccine gets out, I think that's going to really, I'm excited about that, the vaccine. I think that's our subject tonight. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Al-Haramain. What is Al-Haramain? Would you like to know what's Al-Haramain?
Yes, I would.
All right. Well, let's see what we can do about that. Now, in order to do that, I've got to be able to be sure that we're going to have our audio on it, because this is one of the things I always make that mistake when I open up all this stuff and then I forget to put the audio. Let's see if it works. Here we go. Guide Us TV. Yeah, we got that. There that is. Okay. That's the first thing. Now we're going to go to the next thing for Al Haramain. And now this is going to show you, it looks kind of weird because you have to know that on the left side of the page, the far left, that is actually an angle shot of Kaaba. That is that black drapery, the covering the side of one of the 4 sides of the Kaaba. And the people that you see there are all wearing white, and you can see their heads. If you look real close, you can start making it out. These people are standing approximately 6 feet apart. Yeah, because that's the current picture. There's a lot of old pictures of stuff that in Al Haramain, but we wanted to give everybody a chance to see what it looks like right now. And that's, let me see if I can get this other shot up here. This should prove to be very interesting. Yeah, here we go. This is another shot turning yourself back away from the Kaaba and looking at the people standing again. This is strange to me to see something like this, because when you see the close-up of the people, let me see if I can put that up there where you can really get a handle on what you're looking at. All right, take a look. You see the people, they are closer together than it allows, really, during this COVID-19. However, they are still at least 3 feet apart, maybe 4 feet apart. And I've never seen it like that when there's a huge gathering, which was almost all the time there in Mecca. This is Al Haramain. This is one of the 2 harams. And let me see if I can make it a little clearer for you. Guys, what you were looking at there, this is inside the sanctuary of Al Haram. This is the one in Mecca. So if you're new to all of this, it might look strange to you. But this is the total remodeling, not just renovation. This is remodeling that they have done. Not hundreds of dollars or thousands of, or even hundreds of thousands or even millions. This is billions of dollars spent to totally remodel and construction. This is new construction and remodeling. This is really a huge effort. And when we're along the way, we'd like to show you some images that we have of this. But the next one that I'd like to show you is one from the, let's see if we can do that. I was pretty sure we could. There we go. Yeah. This is looking down from up above, and you can see the people are spaced out, not like on drugs. Okay. What we're talking about is being spaced at 6 feet apart. Sister, are you able to see it okay?
Yes, it just came up.
Oh, okay. And then I'd like to give everybody a little bit closer shot of this. And you can see how it is. All right, here we go. What you're looking at there is the Kaaba. And then to give you a size relevance, look closely at the bottom where that circle or ring is. Inside that circle, on either side of that cube that you're looking at, you see these little 2 things standing up. Those are human beings, and each one of those little spots out there that you're looking at, those are people. And on the right side, that's Maqam Ibrahim, and that is the place that has inside of it, you can look into the glass and see the footprint in the rock. It's supposed to be maybe, and I say that with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, because I'm not really sure that you could preserve somebody's footprint like that for that long, but it's interesting to look at. All right. And let's see if we can pull up this next one for you. Now, Al-Haramain means two harems, all right? So the two harems are the one that's in Mecca that you're looking at right now, and then there's another one that is in Medina, Medina al-Munawwara, and that means like two lights. And let's see if we can pull that up so you can see it really good. There you go. And yeah, take a close look at this one. Well, I'm not really sure. That's, you know, I think it fooled me. I think that fooled me, because that, on closer examination, that looks like they're shooting the top, camera shooting, all right, of the Haram in Mecca, and then those are the big tall buildings behind it, and I haven't been there since they finished those up. Wow. Okay. Wow. Now let's take a look at the inside when they're doing Salat. I think that should be an interesting image. Let's see if we can pull that one up. There we go. Now this will be, take a look at this one. This one is showing you the Imam. Now you can't really see his face because his shmug, the scarf thing, is covering everything but his nose. You can see it if you look real close. And those four, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 microphones that you can see right there in front of him, so that's how they get that sound out there. Yeah. Let me see what we can do to bring that in perspective. I think we'll just go to the next shot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Take a look at this one. Now I'm going to give you a couple of visuals on this one. That one, you can see the people there's aisleways in between them, and they looks like, yeah, that does look like they're about 6 feet apart. Wow. And this is something, brothers and sisters, this is something that has never been like that. And since the time of the Prophet ﷺ until a year ago. That's 1,442 years or something, 1,440 plus years. Never, ever had such a thing, but they adjusted for it so that they could continue having Salah in the Haram. And it's 5 times a day. Oh yeah, that's 5 times a day. And this is what you can expect now. Plenty of room, but not plenty of space. You know, it's very interesting that they started this construction, maybe 8 years ago or something like this, or maybe longer. And they had this huge plan to be able to bring so many people in to Mecca, because they've always had a limit. 3 million has always been the limit. But they were like, oh, let's get it really big so that we can have 10 million people all praying at the same time. And it turned out that was a real smart move, because now they need that extra space just to get the 3 million in there. But it works. SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. There you go. Take a look at that. That is truly amazing. And let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you and help you to see the relevance of this. The beautiful, let's just take a look at the top of it. Look at that. Is that amazing? That's just the top. you're looking up now, like, and now here's looking down a little bit, and then I'll bring it into perspective for you. You're seeing some of the people, but now if we can get it to, I hope it's worth it, what we're doing, so that you can get a shot of this. It's really something that I think is amazing to have this opportunity to do it. But yeah, here you go. Let's bring it in again. Imagine. Yeah, you see? Wow. This is really, that's one only. That's one room of one of the extensions. And then because everything is built around, a circle going around the Kaaba. So there is, like, here's one building and you're looking in it. And then there's another one over here just like it, and another one over here just like it. And then over here and over here and over here. And it's not 360 because you have to allow for, it only goes so far. Then you have the place where they do the sa'i between Safa and Marwa. These are mountains, Safa Mountain and Marwa Mountain. A long time ago, yeah, they had cut into those because they put layers, because the people used to go like this. You run down one mountain and run up the other one. Then you come back. But there were so many people, they couldn't do it. So they started leveling out. Okay, made a level here, and then another level on top of that, and then another level on top of that. So there were 3. And then they made another level on top of that. So you could go out and, in the sunshine or in the moonlight, whatever, because 24 hours a day, people are doing sa'i. There is tawaf, which is the going around the Kaaba. That's 7 times. Then you do between the 2 mountains 7 times. And this is that when you're finished with that, that's called Umrah, the small or the lesser of the pilgrimages. Then the major pilgrimage is called Hajj. This one is a requirement of every Muslim. If Allah makes a way for you to go, and you have the proper security and money and everything, a way for you to go safely, then it is a requirement for a Muslim to go. Yeah, at least once in a lifetime. So that gives you some idea. Now, and by the way, Hajj is only one particular time of the year in the month of Dhul Hijjah. Yeah. And whenever you do that, you will see a lot more people than this. A tremendous number. But I think this year they're not going to do it again. I have one more picture for you, and I'd like to share that one with you as well. Let's see if we can bring it up. It's another shot of the same place, but you get to see a big pillar in here. This one that I'm going to show you right now, this is a real big. These posts are huge. You can't wrap your arms around them. You can't. They're way too big. So when you see this, understand that it is in the background. Yeah, because this is right by where the people are. Let's see if I can make that one up so that you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to bring it up for you to take a better look. See that? And that's still not up. You can tell by the size of the people, you're not really that close with the camera. Wow. Let's see.
May I make a request for a picture?
Yeah.
One of the myths that I've heard quite often from non-Muslims is in response to the Kaaba. These are the people that say that we worship a black box in the desert, and they often have very I can only say twisted explanations for what's inside the Kaaba. Would you be able to show a picture of the inside of the Kaaba so that we can see that there's no idols in there or conquests of war or anything like that?
Actually, we do have a number of pictures online, but I wasn't prepared to do that. And I don't, let me think where we might have some. I'm going to try to pull that up for you right now. Inside Kaaba. Let me see if what we got. Yeah, I think we can do that. Let's try that. I'm going to try that. Try to get you some perspective. The big thing is perspective on the Kaaba. Yeah, okay. First things first. I want to show people what is the Kaaba. This is Kaaba. All right, take a look at this. That you can see the workers going around it at the bottom. I don't know if you can tell what I'm talking about. Let me move it around a little bit so that you can see them a little bit better. Yeah. That shows you how big that wall is. They are shorter than that wall. The wall that's around there. Now that is the Kaaba. And this also gives you a perspective of the shape. It's not like a square. It is more like a cube, but it's extended. So a rectangular cube, I guess you would say. MashaAllah. Now, in order to get perspective on all of this, it's kind of difficult because you're talking about some real big images that we're not familiar with. Like if you're used to looking at glass buildings in a city, it's a little easier to understand the perspective of what you're looking at. But when, let me see if I can pull it up so you can see it better. Yeah, here is another perspective. You can see people in the background and tiny, tiny people in the foreground. I'll show you one here, inshallah. Watch this. There's a tiny dot on that ring, on that circle in the lower left side. That is one of the workers on the other side of that wall, and he is nothing more than a dot. You can tell. And on the lower, well, at each one of the posts of the corners of the Kaaba, there is a person standing there, a guard. And they look like little tiny plugs or something sticking up out of the ground, but those are guards. Yeah, I know, right? That's so weird. So now to go to the inside, let's do that. Here is another shot for us. Let's try to put it in perspective. Yeah, there you go. Are you able to see everything, Sister Kim?
Yeah, it takes a few minutes for it to come up, but I can see it.
All right.
It looks like they're preparing to build the walls there.
Yeah, I'm showing now another shot. Now, this is during the construction, and that's why this is not evened out. These are workers that are there. And you know what's really cool is the workers there, usually people feel sorry for them because they don't make a lot of money and they work huge hours, but they're the ones who get to pray there all the time. They get to do every one of the salawat, the 5 daily prayers in this sanctuary. Now, what's the benefit? Well, it's worth more than 100,000 prayers anywhere in the world. Yeah. So the one that has the most other prayers is the place in Medina, and that's 1,000 or more. And then the Prophet ﷺ said that alf, alf means 1,000 for Medina. And he said there's no place in the world that has more rewards than this except Mecca. And Mecca is Mia, which is 100. He said Mia, more than this. So that means 100 times 1,000, 100,000. So imagine if you just did one prayer, like say you do Fajr, there, it's at least 100,000. And we're talking about the Fajr prayer, which is the Nafla, or not mandatory. It's not the one that we call mandatory. We're saying Fajr is mandatory. Actually, that name of that prayer, when we stand and do the 2 rak'ah, is actually called Subh. Subh. That's how they refer to that. The scholars refer to it as Subh. And they call Fajr the Sunnah prayers that you do. Yeah, and imagine getting Fajr or the Sunnah prayers 100,000 times. Then you do the obligatory prayer, the Subh, and you get another 100,000. And then maybe you wait for the sun to come up and you pray what's called Duha. And that's another 100,000 Sunnah prayers. Then whenever it comes time for the sun to be straight over, you wait for it, and about 15, 20 minutes later, they call the Adhan, and then you pray your Dhuhr, and you get 100,000 times. I'm going to put this on that instead of me, because I want you to be able to see what's going on there. This is truly, truly an amazing place. And I hope, inshallah, that all of this inspires you to want to be able to go. And then whenever the pandemic thing is over, you get your vaccines, you're going to have that, because they're not going to let you get a visa without it. So the Muslims telling you, oh, I'm not going to do that. Well, I hope they've done their Hajj, because this is a choice that you make. You're making a choice to get the vaccine or not get it. All right? And I have researched this personally myself, listened to the doctors, friends of ours that are doctors, and the doctors are the first ones saying, as soon as it's available, I'm getting it. So they know that all this conspiracy stuff is nonsense. But it's still your choice. But if you don't get it and you have not made Hajj, you're going to be in trouble, because you will not be able to be allowed in there without the vaccine. And if you say, oh, that's another part of the conspiracy, good luck. Good luck. Have a nice day. So I'm just warning you that you're gonna have a problem. All right, let's take another look. Now, that's not an electric cord. That looks like an electric cord stretched out here, right? But that's not what that is. What you're looking at there, let's see if I can make that. Yeah, here we go. I'm trying to make this a little bit bigger for you to be able to get an idea what you're looking at. There we go. Yeah. That's actually a fence. Yeah. Because if you notice, there are no people. And whenever that's a very rare thing to see no people at all. Even when they were doing the pandemic and they said no people are allowed, they meant outside people. So you would still see workers cleaning, preparing, doing stuff there for the last whole year. Yeah, because these people wearing the mask and they were with each other every day, but still they had to take the precautions. But at least they got to pray there. Wow, this is all an amazing thing. It really is. Anyway, now you ask about the inside of the Kaaba. So I wanted everybody to have sort of an idea what the Kaaba is. Now let's look at it. Here's another shot. This picture is a time delay. That's why it looks like the people are smeared across in the front. They're actually walking. All of these people are walking around in a circle, a counterclockwise circle. If you look down on it, then you will see that it's a counterclockwise circle. And they're going around in tawaf. It's called tawaf when you're going around it. All right? So this is, let me give you another shot. It's not time delay so that you can get a better idea. If you take a good look here, some of the people are praying, and yeah, all of them are praying. All right, that's what's happening here. Amazing, huh? And here's another one. Now, these people are not moving around. They're not going around in a circle. They're actually praying. You see us praying in a straight line, but closer that you get to the Kaaba, you'll see that the line bends a little bit, and then you get closer and closer, and it starts going around, and you can see what you're seeing here. Yeah, that's the circle of it. Now, as to what is inside Kaaba, everybody wants to know. They all want to know what is inside this Kaaba. Well, shall we take a look inside? Now, these are people entering into the Kaaba. They've rolled this stairway out there. It's a wooden stairway, and they're going up it now to go inside. Very few people ever get to go inside. But because of the ability of the cameras and the videos and so on that we have today, we're able to go inside, virtual trip inside, and that's what we're doing right now. Let's see what else we can do. And now here's the king is turned around and he's waving to the people from up just at the doorway. That's at the doorway. And you see the Quran is right over his head. That's actually, I don't know if that says Bismillah. No, I'm not sure exactly what it says. It's hard for me to make it out. But that the Arabic right above that door, that is the Kaaba door. All right? Let's see if we can. There's another shot, a closer shot of them standing in the doorway. So you still haven't seen inside. We're kind of teasing you a little bit. But when we come back from our break, we're going to let you see inside Kaaba. Okay? All right. Stay tuned. Stay guided with Guidance TV. We'll be right back right after this. Maybe. How to watch. Okay. Let's take a look on how to watch.
Here are some ways to get Guidance TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency 11836 MHz, polarity vertical, symbol rate 20770, FEC 3/4, channel ID, Guide US TV. You can also download the app to your smartphone. Available for iPhones from the App Store, for Android on Google Play. And now Guidance TV is available on Roku. Get guided with Guidance TV. Here are some ways to get Guidance TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency 11836 MHz, polarity vertical, symbol rate 20770, FEC 3/4, channel ID, Guide US TV. You can also download the app to your smartphone. available for iPhones from the App Store, for Android on Google Play. And now Guide Us TV is available on Roku. Get guided with Guide Us TV.
All right, we are back, and we've been talking about this, the idea of what's inside the Kaaba. Sister, have you got any, what have you heard, some of the things maybe about the moon god that we worship in the Kaaba? What are some of the things that you might have heard?
Some of the things that I've heard is the most prevalent one is that there's idols inside the Kaaba. That's why. Oh, we got a phone call.
Yeah, we do. Let's take that phone call. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Are you watching our show tonight?
Yes, brother. I just got the notification. I was watching the beautiful Kaaba. I have a question, brother. Well, this is one of the most precious places ever a Muslim would want to go there and at least pray 5 times as part of their as part of what Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has mentioned. A prayer equals 100,000 prayer. Now, I would love to go there as a Muslim, of course. The question is, well, we all know this place is ruled or run by a government. That government is involved in so many conflicts around the world, which includes, because I come from Afghanistan originally, and then they have been involved in civil war funding a lot of groups and stuff like that. And then they recently they've been involved in Syria war all around the world. They're engaging in wars that end up causing a lot of massacres around the world, especially on Muslims. Do you think it's a good idea to go and fund a government and still pay for Hajj, knowing that part of your money, it will go to funding wars around the world?
Your question is a good question based on a lot of people might have a question like this. First of all, brother, I ask you to consider one thing. It doesn't matter what my opinion is if I don't have Quran and Sunnah to back it up. Is that true?
That's correct, sir.
All right, so we're all in agreement that we accept Quran first and Sunnah, verified or authentic Sunnah after that. Is that true?
That's true.
No matter what anybody says in contrast to that, I can't take it, because otherwise I wouldn't be a Muslim anymore, right? If I'm not following Quran and Sunnah, what am I following? All right. So the first thing is, let's look at one thing. Is Hajj mandatory?
Of course it is. It's fun.
Yes. Okay. And is there any exception mentioned in the Sunnah of how, if this happens? In the Prophet ﷺ talked about last days extensively. He talked about so many different prophecies, and we've seen them all come one by one by one by one, and now they're all coming just like he said, whenever you break a string of beads, they all roll off real fast. And so that's what we're seeing right now. But in that, did he ever say that here's an excuse for you not to go Hajj?
He said that, and I would love to be there. I mean, as a Muslim, from my forefathers, my last name was Hafizi. My granddad and his father, they have always been the preachers of Islam. So that is one of the things I would love to be there, and my parents have been there.
Okay.
My great-grandparents
Okay,
have
but
been there.
I'm asking a simple question. Did we find anything in the Quran that said, okay, you don't have to if this happens, or you don't have to if that happens? Now, what we find in the Sunnah is very clear, and in the Quran is clear, that if it's not safe for you to go, all right? If it's not safe, if you are going to be compromised, let's say, for instance, that somebody said, oh, well, we're in charge of the visas here, and you called up Yusuf Estes when he was on a live show, and you complained about our government, so we're not going to let you go. Or if you do go, we're going to do X or Y or Z to you. Then you'd have an excuse not to go. Is that true?
That's correct.
Yeah, so I'm glad you didn't say who your name was. But they won't do that. And wait a minute, hold on. And I'm going to tell you, they won't do that because your premise that you presented does not represent the people that are responsible for the Hajj and Umrah visas. The Hajj and Umrah visas are very, very, very much under the control of the people of the Al-Haramain. And the one who is responsible, who used to be responsible, was a dear friend of mine. And he would never accept even 1 penny from the government. He would not accept their free car that they would use. In fact, it's the story about him, and I asked him if it was true, and he said yes. And one time, the king, that's the King Fahd, back in those days, the king had ordered everybody, all of the important ministers, to come to him in Riyadh. So because he doesn't want to use this car, he doesn't want to use any of the money that's coming from the government. He just likes to do things on his own, and Allah make a way. So he rode in a truck. He was like a hitchhiker, and he rode all the way to Riyadh. And when he got there, the guards at the gate saw this old man getting out of a truck, and he came up and he said, I need to see the king. And they said, sit over there. And so he sat down. And he was waiting, and then he gets a phone call from King Fahd. He said, where are you, Yahi? Where are you, brother? And he said, I'm sitting at the gate. He said, why? Why are you sitting there? Well, the guards told me to sit. And he said, no. And then he calls the guards, and he told them, you get that man up here right now. So this is a true story. Salih al-Hussein, it was his name. And Rahimahullah. And when I got the news that he passed away, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, I was so sad. And then, of course, I don't want to go into all of this stuff. You just have a simple question. And the thing is, if you got a way to go, go. All right? But as far as the innuendos that were offered in your question, I have to address each one of those because I don't want people to get a wrong idea. Just like there is a lot of baloney about what's inside of the Kaaba, that's false information. There is a lot of false information about how much money that the government makes out of our little bit that we actually pay. Because what we're paying, the few $100s that we pay for the visa, these are processing fees along with things that the government does provide for people that are there who cannot afford all of the fancy stuff. They actually have, like for the poor people that go there, that have nothing. So there is still food for them, there's still water for them, there's still shelter for them, and transportation for them. It's not much, but it is there. Okay, so this is what that's all about. And I know because I've been there so many times. Now, I don't know what it would be now since the pandemic came, so I can't be responsible for any answer about that because they haven't had the Hajj last year, and it looks like they're not going to have it this year either. All right, but you're not required to go there for Umrah. You're not required to go there during Ramadan for Umrah, although I've been there many times for that as well. This is, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, this is a pleasure that you get from Allah. But I wish that people knew how important it is for us to go there. And other than the checkpoints, they do have checkpoints that they make sure that you have the correct visa to go and that you're not doing anything that's against their rules. For instance, carrying contraband, alcohol, drugs, illegal women, things like this. You know what I'm saying? So,
for a place like that,
I'm sorry to tell you, I don't want to burst your bubble, but there have actually been prostitutes right there in the, not many, and when they catch them, they get in trouble, but actually come up to some of the crew that we were with one time. They got propositioned, and well, of course, we turned them in right away. But this is the exception, and this is why they have people posted there. There are guards there that actually protecting you, making sure that you don't do something that will cancel your Umrah or cancel your Hajj, telling you, hey, just step over here, go over there. And they have to say that so many thousands of times every single day that they do have an attitude. And if you said, well, they have a bad attitude, brother, you couldn't take an hour of it, and they're taking a lifetime of it, you know. So, yeah, make dua for them. And as soon as you raise your hands and you say, I'll make dua for you, Yaki, they smile and they break down and they almost cry. And these are the guards there. And by the way, one of the colonels from that was a dear friend of mine as well, when he was actively involved. So I know a lot of people personally there, and I know that some of them are very dedicated to the particular government that they've had. They've had different governments. And others are like, I don't care about this. I just care about Allah. And these are the people that run the show, all right? So don't spread this kind of stuff. It's like, it's not a conspiracy theory to that level, but it's pretty close, all right? Just, if you can go for Hajj, get your visa and go. And you'll be happy you did. And Allah will take care of, Allah is the one.
I'm going to be happy.
Yes, of course. Allah is the one who is going to judge you on what you did, and he will judge them on what they did. No matter if they're the best people or the worst people or whatever they are, you did your Hajj, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Don't play into that, because whenever somebody starts telling you, well, we can't do that now because this and because that, just walk away from them. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Barakallah fikum, brother. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing with us. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Thank you very much.
Barakallah fikum. Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah. That was a great question, and I'm glad he brought it up like that, because I really did want to get that out of the way. Let's see a video. Hey, what do you think, sister? Is that okay? Can we watch a video?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
It's not haram. This is a video. People watching it right now. Yeah, how can you say it's subhanallah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. All right. Here's what this is the interior of the Kaaba, and it's 180 square meters. Let's take a look at this. Actually, I don't like the music thing. It takes away from me. That takes away from what we really want to know about this. So I'm going to cut that off. I thought it would be okay, but alhamdulillah. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to just go back a little bit. I wish I'd have known about this ahead of time. I could have checked it out and be sure that, yeah, this is a short one. It's not even a minute long. Oh, it's the same one.
Well, you can play it, we'll just not play the audio.
I can't do it that way because then it won't work. Another one with music. Wow. Here we go. Actually, I can turn that off on this one, and you can see that a little bit better than the other one. So there you go. Now this is somebody doing their own camera work, and not very professional at all, is it? But you can see inside, there's nothing in there except, these hanging things that are up on the wall. You can get and by the way, those are gold inlay, the gold, what do you call it when you have a layer over it? Like gold leaf, yeah. And there's Arabic on those. You can see it. I turned off the sound because it's not the music, but it's just distracting.
Oh, I saw images of the sun, but I haven't seen any images of the moon.
That wasn't even the sun. That was just an image. It wasn't supposed to represent anything other than just circle. This is the brother, I guess, that took the video. And this is, I think I recognize his face, but I've seen him there before, this brother that was there. See, you can look at it. Basically, you're talking about, now that's a person praying. And this is a very interesting point about the being inside the Kaaba. You can pray in any direction. You're not praying toward the Kaaba, you're in it, so it doesn't matter which way you pray, this way, that way, this way, it doesn't matter. And if 10 people are all in there, it's not that big, but suppose 10 people all want to do salah, they can do it in any direction they want to, or any place they want to. And it's only opened up a couple times a year, and it's for cleaning purposes and the replacement of the kiswa, or the drapery that goes on the outside. They do this and they open up and go inside. And only one family has the keys. The one family that has the keys, I've been in their home right after their father passed away, and they donated to Guidus TV one of the parts of the kiswa, the drapery, and we still have that. So that's really nice. But I don't put it out or anything. I don't want to. I just treasure the memory of the stories that went with it, and I appreciate that. Let's go back and take another look.
That's one of the most beautiful things, if you haven't seen it, is watching them embroider the kiswa.
Yes, I have seen that. I've not been inside the room when they did it, but I have actually been to some of the where they make the Quran. I've been there, and all of this is an amazing thing. Really, the people that are dedicated to do the work, the efforts that they do. Let's see if we can come up with something else that would be a little bit better. Yeah, this is called Inside Kaaba. Maybe, I hope. Yeah, I think maybe this one might be better. Let me see if I can make it work. Okay, here we go. Take a look at this one. You can see this is a cutaway. And this is, obviously it's not real, but the image on the outside is real. What I'm saying that the cutaway is from another picture. It's overlaid on it. You can see that. Let me see if I can bring that up a little closer. There is actually nothing in there that, other than those things you saw on the wall. So it's just a bogus story that people like to. You know what? I think maybe we should do a show about conspiracy theories in general, but especially the ones about Islam. And this is really sad when they're telling you that Islam has this and that and so and so. And when you find out they're twisting something that some Muslims do, which is haram, yes, but they're making it look like this is Islam, and then they add to that. So these people who they don't realize that lying is wrong no matter who you are. Lies are never good. They're not. In Islam, we have a whole thing about the people who are kadhib. These people are the worst of the worst of the worst. And if a person is lying on a continual basis, he becomes munafiq, which is like a hypocrite. And we really want to stay far away from that for us and from people who do that. So anyway, if they only knew what they were doing to themselves by lying like this, it would, I think it would scare them enough that they would stop. Maybe they wouldn't become a Muslim, but they at least stop lying. Sister, you had a real good idea to investigate this, and I appreciate that very much. And I wish that we were able to somehow, let's see what we can find out. These are images that we can put up. I think we could do that. Yeah, I'll just put these images up and talk about them. This is another shot inside, and you can see the 3 posts that are there. This is a very famous picture here. Wait a minute. Wait for it. Whoop! They're telling us that we got to roll out. Guys, I can't believe that we already came to the end of this. I have one more shot that I would really like to share with you. So I think what we'll do is put that up and let you look at this. Here it is. MashaAllah. Sister, you got anything else you'd like to say before we go off the air?
Nothing more than if you have a question about anything that has to do with Islam, just ask Islam.com.
There you go. I love that. I love that idea right there. That's a good one. MashaAllah. And as far as guidance goes, stay tuned and stay guided by
Guide Us TV.
Yeah.
Here are some ways to get Guide Us TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency 11836 MHz, polarity vertical, symbol rate 20770, FEC 3/4, channel ID, Guide US TV. You can also download.
A beggar came to the house of Aisha radiallahu anha, and her slave opened the door Burira radiallahu anha. And the beggar said, "Oh, family of the Messenger of Allah, give me something." And she said, "We have nothing." And Aisha radiallahu anha was listening to this. And Aisha said, "Who is it?" And Burira radiallahu anha said, it's a beggar. And all we have is a handful of